Hello, it's Lulu with the House of Oshun. Welcome to the House of Oshun. This is my third time trying to record this chat. So this is going to be your collective read. Okay, let's get these. I was going to start off with the surrender cards, but it's better for me to do the elements with the surrender cards so that everyone can get pretty much of an overview of their situation by going into the different elements, right? So we're going to start with these, okay? Thank you for your likes, shares, subscribes, and comments. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as ring the bell. Oh, my bell ain't in here. It's late 30, Chad. Trying not to be loud, but it's gonna happen. I already see it coming. So let's see here. Thank you. Find the blessing in your current situation. Purification. Balanced friendships, fertility, teacher, inner goddess, compassion, new idea, power of joy. All right. So what's holding the most weight, which is very interesting for those of you who have come here, because we do know that the people that come here are in fact teachers, and they know it. They know when to be teachers, they know when to be students, and vice versa. It's they're interchangeable, right? So the card in the middle is teacher, right? All right, let's take it slow. That's how I like it. Whatever. Now then, finding the blessings in your current situation. Whatever. Okay, so with this, the way that it's walking down like this, find the blessing in your current situation. Fertility and compassion. So we got a Stara here, Krishna, and we have Kuan Yin here. Okay. Now, with this energy that is coming through, they want you, it's obvious, okay, that you are in possibly a waiting space, right? There are some things that you want are wanting to transpire, but they're not happening as quickly as you would like them to. There are some things that are unfolding, but you can't really see that they are unfolding because a number of things are being worked out in the background. This may even have to do with you may have had dates for certain plans and those dates have been canceled, or something has been put on the back burner. Let me see, Chad, because it's coming with this card, but I'm going to tell you what this card is saying. Something may have been put on the back burner. It may even be that the space that you are in, is time for you to really allow yourself to release those things from the past, right? There's a lot of that going on. A lot of possibly revisiting things, and making sure that you are completely done and over with whatever it is. Because with these cards, because this is about fertility. So it's like you're waiting. That's why you need to find the blessing in the situation, in this waiting game, this waiting energy, right? You may be meditating a lot. You may be praying a lot. You may be in a space where you don't know today from tomorrow or yesterday, right? You are just in that space of just being present and allowing yourself to just be. However, if you have any grudges, if you have any, if you feel as though people owe you something, right? Or maybe they owe you an apology, they owe you money. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, they want you to be in a space of gratitude. Enjoy yourself in the space that you are in. Do the 5 things, right? When it comes to your senses. So you want to be in a space where you are hearing, seeing, touching, tasting, those things that will bring in even more of an allowing type energy, because you have the purification here with the white rose. With this white rose and purification, it makes sense coming after this, finding the blessing in the current situation. But let me go back really quick. Because with this, with you doing what is necessary, with you being mindful, present, and aware, there is something that is going to blossom for you. There is some kind of idea, some kind of new project, or overall, that's when you're going to be on your go, right? You have times when you're supposed to be still and just be allowing and surrendering to your process. And then there's times when it's just time for you to get on your feet and get to moving, right? But also, well, there it is. I forgot about Kuan Yin here with the compassion. That's what goes into you allowing yourself to be more gentle with yourself and as well as others, right? You may find you may find that you have prejudged people, right? Or maybe you've been prejudged. And if you've been prejudged, instead of, because this may have to do with a job as well. This may have to do with your career or a job as well. So hold on. Maybe you were prejudged in some situation, right? Treated unfairly, right? And as much as there's so much going on in the world right now. There's so much that's going on in the world that's been going on in the world. And sometimes we come into this space where we are in it, and it's up front, we're up close and personal with what's going on, right? That means that you may have been prejudged. That means that you may have been discriminated against. That means that you may have been a victim of some sort, right? However, this takes a lot of people back into viewing themselves, right? Because oftentimes when you are prejudged, what is your reaction to that? How do you move forward from that? What do you create from that, right? How do you make things in your reach? That's what I'm gonna say, your reach. How do you make things within your reach better for other people that may go through, or to prevent them from going through what you went through? You see, that's how you take your lesson and turn it into a blessing, or take your pain and turn it into purpose, right? Okay, so Kuan Yin is all about just letting folks be where they at, and just being like, I may not agree with what it is that you are doing, saying, you know what I'm saying? However, because for every one thing that someone does, they do get their lick back. Now, if they recognize that they get their lick back, that's a totally different story. Because oftentimes, people will get their lick back, but they don't see it like that. It just drives them and gives them, it's more fuel for them to, continue to do it. It gives them, they feed off of the anger. They feed off resentment. They feed off of hate. They feed off of, all of those things, right? So let me see here. Let me calm down. Because there's so much going on, and y'all have to remember not to give in to the emotions. Now, hear me out. I don't have my bell. Hear me out about that. I'm not saying that you are not supposed to recognize what's happening. I'm not saying that you're not supposed to create action steps about what's happening. I'm saying be mindful of your emotions. Be mindful of what you are feeding. Right? Because whatever you feed begins to feed you, right? So just be mindful of that. I'm not saying just, woe is me and turn the other cheek and, whoop, whoop, whoop. You're supposed to use your discernment on what you need to do and how you need to do it. That's why you ask for your steps to be guided. Moon and Libra, heart chakra, and the 7 of Pentacles, it came out in the reverse, okay? So let me put it back in reverse so I can tell you something. All right? Be very patient with yourself and other people at this time, because y'all are here on these types of videos. Some of you are really giving, let's go into it. Might as well, I ain't been here in a while. Might as well talk to you, okay? Because that last Saturday Night Live didn't go too well. Now, talk to you. It's important for you to remember that everybody is not where you are. It's important for you to remember that some people don't understand love. They don't understand compassion. In their life, they haven't really felt what it's like to be loved. They haven't felt what it's like for someone to have compassion with them. Even if people have been compassionate with them, they didn't see certain things in the way that they needed to because they got their blinders on. Okay? So you want to be mindful of that. And also, the things that you are paying attention to in this space, okay, it's going to be very vital to what it is that you do moving forward, right? So whatever plans that you do have, it's going to be very important that you are making plans to stick to your plans, right? Because with this I'm going back into this. With this 7 of Pentacles in reverse, maybe you, with this finding a blessing in your current situation, again, you may have had some type of some plans, right? Or something that you have been working on that you decided not to move forward with. You may even feel stuck in the mud with this 7 of Pentacles in reverse. You may feel stuck in the mud because something happened here in the recent past that caused you to reevaluate your situation, caused you to go back into your strategic way of thinking or creating, right? But you still feel as though you can't get out of this this energy, right? With the 7 of Wands in the reverse, I said 7 of Wands, okay? You better stand on your square. But with this Seven of Pentacles in reverse, this you may be frustrated about your work situation or your long-term goals. This may have been a loss of finances that had to do with what it may have been, a pension, retirement, whatever it is, right? Something that you thought was going to pay off or be rewarding. Maybe you made a bet that you should, you wrote a check that your ass couldn't cash. Now, this Seven of Pentacles in reverse could be that, you gave something all that you could give and you're no longer giving to it. You don't see how it'll pay off and you're just done. You did everything that you can, and that's just that on that. Then you have the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra, and you have Moon in Libra. With this fourth chakra here, it has a lot to do with that Kuan Yin energy, which is about you meditating and being peaceful with yourself and others, being peaceful in your way of interacting with yourself and other people. Right? Because it's one thing to be peaceful and interact with people, and then how are you treating and doing things with yourself? You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. You follow somebody home and then you see what's really going on, right? This is about inner stillness. That's why they find the blessing in the current situation has a lot to do with where we are going with this situation. This Moon in Libra says avoid making serious decisions and instead focus on creating harmony within your relationships. Right? So that's going back into that heart space here. The heart chakra also says peacefulness comes in me giving up the love of power for the power of love. Right? Reigning, that goes back to what we were talking about last year on Patreon about people wanting to lord over other people. You cannot change people. You cannot try to push people to change. People are where they are. They will comprehend the way that they can and where they are. You can only meet a person as far as they have met themselves. So if you are out here with this love of power, you want to go into your power of love, because you may have students that aren't listening to you. You may have people that you've given a lot of information to and they are not utilizing it, right? They may not be able to comprehend. Maybe they need someone else to tell them what's going on in order for them to get it. Maybe they need somebody that speaks their language, right? Because sometimes people do need things translated. Okay. Now you have purification and balance in friendships, which makes sense. With this purification and balance in friendships, this has a lot to do with detoxing your mind, body, spirit, detoxing your surroundings, detoxing, of course, what you eat, drink, whatever, right? But you got to get rid of these negative people. See, somebody tried to set you back up in here. So let's hold on. Let's see. Because with balancing these friendships, it says your friendships work best when there's an equal share of giving and receiving. I'm telling you, I think some of y'all are stuck in the mud about a situation. You're going to be happy. Sometimes you need to be okay with people not being who you thought they were. Because at the end of the day, you thought they were somebody else. They showed you who they were. Right? Tell these people something, because, babe, yep. The Nine of Wands in reverse. The Nine of Wands in reverse. Somebody really drained your spirit. You just don't know if you can go forward with it, because now you are realizing what it is that you want and how you want to move forward. In this energy, you can't. Because with this Nine of Wands in reverse, this is you giving up, right? You don't want to fight for anything anymore. This has been enough. It's like your spirit is drained. Your energy is drained. You have to let it go, so you have to detox of these people, okay? For those two cards to even be about people, it's about people, okay? Clarify this, child. It's that time. The Knight of Cups. And he's standing in a field of roses. So someone wants to apologize or make some type of offer to you. Overall, what I get with this Knight of Cups, this is about you being loving, compassionate, and gentle with yourself. Filling the void that you thought that you could fill by reigning over people, lording over people, getting people to do things your way. Maybe they did things your way for a while, and then it turned out that they were only doing it to get their way, because you never know a person until you know their intentions with you, around you, what have you. We're getting riled up a little bit. What information do you have right here, honey? The Magician. So now you are realizing your resourcefulness. Now you are realizing your true power and where it really lies. Now you are getting this inspired action. And that's good that this has come out, because this is a new life cycle for you. This is about fertility. Astara is here. Showing you, okay? This is awareness. This is, yeah. This is being aware This is being aware of what it is that you manifested in your life and how that worked out. Now, how can you move forward, right? Especially when it comes to friendships, because I really feel that some of you are taking, after this little break that you took, you are taking matters into your own hands and realizing what it is that you can and cannot do, what you will and will not put up with. But overall, you're going to go ahead and start something new with this magician energy, right? Then you have no. So when it comes to turning back or accepting less than what it is that you, less than what you are value, you're less than your value, your worth. This has a lot to do with self-improvement, I feel, because then you have Aphrodite here, which has to do with awakening the goddess within yourself here through self-care and appreciating your divinity. Some of you are stepping into a space where self-love is evident, okay? Don't let anyone try and tell you, because that's a act of manipulation. When people try to tell you that self-love is selfish, right? I don't know about you, but I just know that if you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else? If you don't know what it feels like to be cared for by caring for yourself, how can you really understand that nurturing and that caring and that intuitive awareness that helps all of us, right? How can you? Two of Swords. Yeah. Now you're weighing the pros and cons. You're in a space where you have a decision to make, right? Yeah. You're in a space where you have a decision to make. It's going to be up to you which direction you go and how that plays out, because there's something that you can no longer avoid, right? Taking a step back to really look at what is going on and how it is happening. Some of you, when you purify, you're going to get someone's going to reach out to you or make some type of offer. They may have made an offer before, but you didn't pay much attention to it, so now they're going to be a little more gifting of sorts or what have you. Again, make sure that you pay attention to what people pay attention to in order to know how and why they are paying attention to you, because not always are people truthful about their intentions, right? Pay attention to what they do, not what they say or how they screw. Now then, what information do you have for these beautiful people? Oh, this is a pep talk. That's what we calling it. King of Pentacles. So this may be someone who is coming in, to provide security. This may be someone who is coming in to provide some type of abundance or discipline. Seven of Cups. Yeah, this is an opportunity that is being presented to you. It could be an earth sign, but overall it's maybe someone, maybe a boss, maybe it's a widower, widower, I guess, whatever. But you may have to choose between someone who is coming in that's kind of shy about their approach and this person is coming in that's a boss, okay? But there's a lot of opportunities and choices that will be available to you, but you're going to have to weigh those opportunities up. Eight of Swords. Keep those negative thoughts out. Remember, you have to pay attention to what thoughts are yours and what are not. What are productive thoughts for you, right? What thoughts are you feeding that are manifesting? Because many of you have gone through some strong energies in the past 2 to 3 years. It may have been more, but you've gone through a lot of cycles, right, that brought you to this point. And so now you're in a space of realizing self-imposed restrictions. You're in a space where you realize victim mentality, right? And so once you begin to see that you are limited in your thoughts, limited in your beliefs, right? You have self-limiting beliefs or imposter syndrome. Now you will realize, okay, this is how I need to move forward. I need to come up out of this. This is not true. This is not real. I do not want to feed these thoughts. I do not want to feed this energy. I do not, those types of things. Two of Pentacles. So you may move into this space where you have a lot on your plate, right? But it's still going to bring you this power of joy. You got the power of joy, a new idea, and Kuan Yin here at the bottom. Mike Raya. I don't know how to pronounce it, child. But that's that new vitality. That's yoga. That's exercise. That's a raising of your chi energy. That's finding the power of joy in life, right? Because if you do whatever this is that you decide to do, you got the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords, right? So when you balance these things out, right? Two Swords, Two Pentacles. Okay. When you balance these things out and you make a decision on how to move forward, how do you need to delegate? This may even have to do with adaptability for you as well. How do you move forward, right? With all these this number of things it's like a number of I know it's priorities, but it's like it's just like you have all these different things going on, right? You have all these different things going on, moving this way, that way, or what have you. And what they want you to do is know that this is part of you being able to adapt, right? So you're coming out of that Eight of Swords, and now you're realizing it may be a little uncomfortable to come out of that Eight of Swords, right? You just want to make sure you don't go into the Nine of Swords with the anxiety, the depression, the overthinking, turning emotions into thoughts, and then thinking them all the way through for them to turn into some kind of health issue, right? So you want to be mindful of these things. What do you have for these beautiful people? With that Magician card as well, some of you may be very charismatic coming up. You may be in a space where it's just, you know, you smile, you wink, you get your way. You smile, you wink, you get your way. You say the right thing to the right person, you get your way. What do you have for these people? Knight of Cups again. Someone from your past, someone is looking back to come forward, okay? We got two Knight of Cups doing two different things, okay? So like I said earlier, whoever this is, they're going to try to find a new way to woo you. Let me see what it is, child. What is this person doing on this damn horse? How he go from walking to on a horse? They said set boundaries. Seven of Wands. This person's trying to figure out a way around your boundaries. That doesn't mean that they're coming to cause you harm, but overall, it's like a number of people, a number of things, especially with that Two of Pentacles. There are things that are coming in that are requiring your attention. If you are one of those people who like to, oh, it's raining. If you are one of those people who haven't yet figured out how to balance your love life and your business life, or your love life and your work life, what is it, work and home life balance, right? But then relationships on top of that, right? That's three different avenues, okay? Until, you know. So you want to be mindful of standing on your square with this Seven of Wands. You want to be mindful of how you move forward and who you allow in, because this person really wants to do something with you right there, okay? Now, this is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is all about like maybe a message coming through of love. This may be new feelings, newfound feelings for someone. There is a man's face in this water. He got high cheekbones, a small nose. He has on a helmet like a knight. It's a lot of people in this card. All right. And then it's also raining outside. Cute. But there's a lot of people in this card. Okay. Now then, overall, someone is trying to come in, right? And you want to be mindful of that. But that can also be a Kundalini awakening. It can also be the way that a new way of self-expression. That could be that new idea that comes in that you really feel good about. It could be a number of things, you see. Ace of Wands, new opportunities, growth potential. Okay, with this Ace of Wands coming in, then you got the Ace of Cups as well. This is that new idea. But overall, this is this Ace of Cups is a new love. This could be a new love for your spiritual practices. This could be a new love for you found a new level of awareness when it comes to your feelings, your emotions. This is a new start for you, right? It could be that you're getting pregnant, and that's why you blocked that person on that horse in the bushes. Now, with this Ace of Wands, this is new spiritual. Some of you are being initiated, or you've finished some long, drawn out process of initiation, and now you are on the other side of it. Now you are feeling inspired. Now you are in a space where you realize your growth potential, or what this new thing is that has the potential to be expansive, right? Clarify this, chair. Knight of Swords, right? This is with this Knight of Swords, they want you to be mindful of what it is that you are saying, who you are saying it to. When it comes to that Ace of Wands that is coming through, you may be vibrating at a higher frequency at this time. And with you vibrating at this high, at this frequency, it's very important that you are mindful of who you are communicating with and what you are communicating, because you may put your foot in your mouth about something with this Knight of Swords. And as you see, right, with that Knight of Swords, he is eating his words, right? Some of you may be in a space where it's not time for you to express any of the things that you have going on to people. Again, going back into that Seven of Wands, you need to be very mindful, because I don't know who this person is for them to be changing up like that. They just had to reappear. They just had to keep on coming out, right? It may be that person that you got out of with that Nine of Wands. It's just like, no, I'm tired of you. I'm sick and tired. Okay? I don't know, because you got the King of Pentacles over here. So let me see. You got 2 knights and a king. Really 3 knights. Clarify whatever's going on, Chad. 2 of Wands. So with it, you got the 2 of Swords, the 2 of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles. All right. So all of these decisions, all of these things that you need to choose between or choose from, these opportunities that are presented to you. With this 2 of Wands, some of you may be choosing a new direction because it's time for you to elevate. So your practices may go up, your practices may change up here. But this is deciding between 2 paths, right? You may see, in actuality, either way that you go, you'll still end up in the same destination, right? It's just that which path will you take, or will you create a new path, right? To throw off whoever this is you are blocking things from. Sometimes you got to do that. Excuse me. You really need to protect yourself, I see. Be mindful, yes. Please protect yourself. In this day and age, it's very important that you keep something on you, okay? The 4 of Cups. There's an offer coming in that you don't even want. You've given up on it, okay? You've given up on this situation. You don't want it. You don't have time for it. You are in your flip-flops, okay? You don't have time for this because it's like you've been through enough. You've had enough. You've seen enough. It's the same old song and dance. You put that over to the side. You're tired of tap dancing to the same damn song. That's why his guitar over there in the counter. He put his guitar over in the corner because he ain't got time. He don't want to hear that song no more. Some of the strings need to be redone, whatever it is, however you tune up a guitar. He don't have time for it. He's in a space, he or she is in a space where they don't want the offers that are being presented to them. Again, that goes with creating your own path, right? Or deciding or being inspired by something new, wanting to manifest something new, not based on these old things, these old ways here. What information do you have for these beautiful people? The Ace of Pentacles. You got the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands. I'm with you. You're tired of the same old, same old. It's boring. It's redundant. Like, no. Tired of it. Not really. I think that you're going to be more active than speaking, right? And I'm with you on that. Don't do it. You know what I mean? Just let shit happen and move it forward. With this Ace of Pentacles here, look at this. I was about to say you're changing your diet, child. A change of diet. He eating the pentacles. You being mindful of what you eat. Okay, you're eating gold coins. You don't want copper pennies no more. I think the pennies made out of copper. Now, with this Ace of Pentacles, I feel there's a grasshopper on top of this Ace of Pentacles, okay? And with a centipede, a grasshopper, you got 2 grasshoppers. What is that other thing that looks like a alien grasshopper? I see one of those in my head, but I don't remember the name of it. But what I'm getting here with this Ace of Pentacles, this may be a job offer, but something is being presented in writing to you, or you are presenting something to writing to other people. When with this Ace of Pentacles, I really do feel like there is something that you are about to receive, or something that is coming, a seed that you can plant that can possibly bear fruit. It may be that you are relocating or taking a job somewhere that is going to be beneficial to you when it comes to your relationships. It may even have to do with the 7 of Cups with these objectives here, right? Coming out of the illusion of having, see, that's the thing. You may have been with that 7 of Cups. You are just sitting, you know, the typical tarot, traditional tarot. The 7 of Cups is someone looking up at all of these cups and all these options and all these ideas and these things to do, blah blah blah. But with these aces coming out, you got 3 of the 4 aces. With these aces coming out like this, it's going to be whatever is coming to you, they're making it plain and clear. You don't have to second guess this. It's plain and simple. It's plain and clear. It's simple. It's going to be on you what you decide to do, but whatever it is, it's going to bring you joy. Three of Pentacles. This may even be that you are working with other people, so this may take you some time. This is a collaboration. There may be something to do with delays around this, but it still will happen. It seems as though maybe you are planning to buy a house. Maybe you're planning to get a lawyer to look over certain things here. Maybe you're going to a new place of worship and you're meeting someone who is going to break a number of these strongholds that may be on you that maybe you need help with. Moon in Sagittarius and the sacral chakra. Be prepared to be adaptable, as plans you have laid may take an unexpected course. I told you. With that Three of Pentacles, things may change up. Things may not happen the way that you at first thought that they would. Because a lot of times, when the divine steps in, when things step in, when you move into that magician energy, things have to be moved in a certain way, right? Things have to be moved in a certain way, and you have to run the play in a certain type of way to make sure that you are on schedule, if that makes sense. On schedule, what needs to happen, how it needs to happen, and when it needs to happen. All right. So any delays that you may have, any delays that may have been in your life prior to, you should have already learned from those overall, right? But with this second sacral chakra, this is creative manifestation. I have the ability to manifest and create positive outcomes in my life. It is a time for me to manifest what I need. I ask myself, what do I need? I am optimistic and creative in carrying out all of the tasks that come my way, even seemingly mundane ones. And I maintain a positive attitude in all I do. I open to receive, and I am deserving, because you have done so much work already. Now you have more work to do. But it's going to take for you to it's going to take for you to work with someone or get some type of consultation as well here. But I do see with this Three of Pentacles, there will be things will improve for you along the way. Make sure that you are saying that you are grateful for those improvements as they come about. What do you have for these people? Because I'm finna go. I've been talking this long to try to get my girls grinding. It's raining men. Hallelujah. The Moon Totem Cat. Make time to focus on your own spiritual well-being and connect to the metaphysical world around you. I told you, you're probably going to some place of worship. The Wheel of Fortune spins in your favor. Moon in Aries. Remain sensitive to others to avoid confrontation. We ain't doing no arguing. When it comes to this Moon in Aries. Now you do know Aries can be like, oh, okay, if check them on sight was a person, it would probably be Aries. So you want to be mindful of who you are giving your expressive energy to, who you are allowing to trigger you. Because see, when you allow people to trigger you, when you allow people to take you there, and that ain't really part of your character or your nature no more. When you allow people to really just take you there where you get really, really aggravated, your blood pressure go up, all this right here, whatever. When you allow people to do that right there, you just gave them power over you. You just gave them control over you. You just a little old puppet out here for them. You like that? You like working for other people? And if you are a business owner, you know how that goes. You know exactly what I'm saying. But do you like working for other people to the point where you will hand over your power to them? Avoid confrontation at this time. Avoid getting in your feelings about stuff and trying to speak your piece. That goes back to that prejudge, right? You want to audit yourself when you are feeling a certain type of way. If a person makes you feel a certain type of way, someone tries to trigger you to get some type of response out of you. Everything doesn't deserve a response, right? What information do you have? One more card. Sixth chakra. Intuitive perception. I know that what my intuitive senses tell me are true. I open myself to the truth that is within and around me, and I know that it is there for me to receive. I practice developing my intuition, and I know that it is a major aspect of who I am. So that's what I'm saying. Go back into the beginning. The beginning is connecting with your intuition to the point where you can make decisions. When you connect, you can make decisions about things that you probably have no type of education about. because you're not fully relying on your human logical mind, the things that you've experienced, the things that you've read, the things that people have told you, and then blah, 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 blah. When it comes to your intuition, you just, you reach out into the ethers to receive information. You see. So if you made it this far in the video, drop the one eye down in the comments. That way I know who I was going to use their intuition moving forward. And if they didn't make it this far, that's on them.